Hey guys, Rebel Engine 95, recording live from the local county prison cell. So, this one's a bit tricky for the genre. I think it would be a great fight, but the way it wouldn't work because of the mechanics of the games if they were using it like they were having them apply. But other than that, it's a great fight. This is Heihachi versus Gouken. Heihachi from Tekken and Gouken from Street Fighter. Again, like I said, this would be a great fight, but if you look at, but like, if this were a fight between like if they just took Heihachi from Tekken and put Gouken from Street Fighter and just made a fight, then obviously Heihachi can move to the side and all that, and blah blah blah, where Gouken can't, and Gouken can shoot Hadokens, and pretty much nobody, the only person who has projectiles in Tekken, or the only people who have projectiles in Tekken are Kazuya and Jinpachi, so I believe they're the only ones with projectiles, so yeah. But if you take like their actual martial arts and their actual, like strength and abilities and shit, then you get a cool little thing. But yeah. Now I know there's definitely a lot more people that would root for Gouken than Heihachi. That would say like Gouken would win than Heihachi, and you might be right. I'm not saying that I'm not saying you're absolutely wrong. I'm just saying that definitely Gouken would be more like, Tekken does not have as many followers as Street Fighter. Let's get that right out of the way. But, here's my thoughts on it. Gouken is strong enough to, Gouken, being the person that basically redesigned a new style of Ansatsuken for Ken and Ryu, and then later that style would be adopted by Sakura and Sean and all these and Dan eventually. Holy shit. Dan didn't copy it. He just happened to create a style very similar to, or his family just happened to create a style very similar to Ansatsuken. Anyway, but yeah, if you look at stuff that Heihachi does, and it's not really like Heihachi pretty much also created a line of fighters using his style, the Mishima style of martial arts, whereas and then you look at Gouken's insane strength, and you say, oh, or his insane ki. You think like Gouken using the Shoryuken can punch through rocks, granite, fucking trees, all that shit. Yeah, he can cut down trees with his legs. He can do all this other shit. Heihachi was able to slam somebody through a building. He's power bombed people through the earth, like not through the planet Earth, but like he's created craters in the earth from fucking power bombing people into it. He's been known to kick down walls and shit, so I mean, Heihachi's no slouch either, but I do want to say, just because, I mean, Tekken obviously doesn't exactly follow physics either with a lot of their moves, but if we're talking about like who's more agile, who's got more movement and maneuverability, I definitely say Gouken. Shoryuken lets him jump higher than Heihachi really, I think, has ever. Tatsumaki Senpukyaku allows him to just fly through the air. Um, and his Hadoken is actually made out of electricity. He like harnesses the power of electricity for his Hadoken. Um, Now that could be something that could be from whatever, but I'm not gonna go into that right now. So yeah. He, unlike Akuma, or, you know, fucking, Goki, sorry, spaced out there for a second. Unlike Akuma or Goki or whatever, he embraces, or he tries to embrace the lighter side of the Hado as opposed to the darker side of it. Yeah, fucking, yeah. So, I like the idea of this fight. I really do. Um, oh yeah, and another fun little feat of Heihachi's, for any of you who've seen Spoonie review his Tekken movies, catches a steel tomahawk in his teeth and bites into it and fucking shatters it, which was... And as Spoonie says, I don't deny that he can do that, it's just how did he know he could do that? Did he practice that? Yeah. So, that's the other thing. Heihachi is very cocky about his power. He will straight up tank attack. He has a tendency to just straight up tank attacks, like not try to block or dodge them or anything. Just take them just to prove his power. He's very, and notice they've been doing that a lot, as like they've been trying to counteract the invincible healing factor argument with that. With, oh, because he heals, he's gotten cocky. I'm like, well, that's like saying, that's like saying if I can blow up planets, I get cocky. Well, does it matter if I'm cocky? Who's gonna stop me from blowing up planets and shit? What's it? Yeah, so I think... So, yeah, but Heihachi is legitimately cocky where it's not at all times warranted. Like, it's not justified. Like, he's been cocky in fights with Kazuya, he's been cocky in fights with Jin, he's even been cocky in fights with Jinpachi, and he has straight up, like, he fears Jinpachi, like, he trapped him under his house for a reason, like, he fucking, he's like, yeah, so, this guy legitimately is irresponsible in a fight, but his power more than makes up for that. Now, I don't believe, other than his, obviously insane superhuman strength, and durability, there's nothing exactly like inhuman. Like, he's superhuman, but he's not unhuman, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't shoot lasers out of his eyes, that's Kazuya. He doesn't make himself electric, that's Jin. Or fireballs out of his stomach, Jinpachi. So it's, nothing like that. He doesn't have, any sort of, he doesn't have any sort of projectile attack or anything. So, in that regard, Gouken has the advantage, but when you look at it, Hadokens aren't really good at killing people. Like, they're compressed ki and everything, so Hadokens, so he could take a Hadoken. It's not like, it's not like getting hit. It's not like Heihachi gets hit with a Hadoken and he dies. He could easily take a Hadoken. He could probably take a max power one. So, yeah, but he will get hit by that. He may be superhuman and have this crazy Terminator-esque endurance, where he just lets people shoot him and stab him and it doesn't do anything, but, except he is human. He has his own limits. So, then again, so is Gouken. Gouken is human. He has his limits. this will be a straight up fight. There's not going to be any technicality or any, there's not going to be any this counters that, or this is going to be a straight up fight between these two characters. It's not going to be, it's not going to be this power counteracts that power, or this power, makes that power useless or whatever, or, this power, he would be weak to this thing or whatever. No, this is just going to be two badass martial artists going against each other. No other factors in it. So, I would say, I want to believe Heihachi would win. But against my better judgment, I'm gonna go with Gouken. If it happens and it ends up being wrong, I'll say I was wrong. But I'm gonna go with Gouken winning instead of Heihachi. It's gonna be a hell of a fight. Heihachi's gonna give Gouken a run for his money. He's gonna do a really good job. It's gonna be close. And I want to say Heihachi would win, but I'm gonna go against my better judgment and say Gouken. So, anyway, Verbal 95, see ya.